Crack gold coming from the one company that we all love, or do we? So this pre-workout crack gold has been around for a long time. I mean, when we're talking a long time, I mean since 2019 or something. And when it first came out, it was something else. It was something else. But is it any different now? And how is the purity and the potency of the stimulants that we all know to be, let's say, gray area, right? A little bit about Dark Lab. They make hardcore pre-workouts. They really do. They don't hold back when it comes to caffeine content and other stimulants. But recently they've shifted their change in the combination of stimulants. They no longer focus on the gray area stimulants like DMAA and DMHA, but rather they focus on caffeine. And they still do use DMHA, but they've discontinued using DMAA. But crack gold, this batch, it still has the ingredient DMAA on the label. And actually, when it first came out, there was some limited editions of this pre-workout, meaning there was like a Halloween edition, there was a Christmas edition, and these were special as well. When it first came out, everyone agrees that it was the level of crack gold and the potency and the energy was something else. Like, I could barely handle it when it first came out, and using the limited editions myself, which is no longer available, by the way, it was really hard to work out, really hard to breathe. Even with all my experience of using DMAA for like 10 years, of course not continuously, but I'm well familiar, and I know what it's like to use a really hardcore pre-workout, coming from the days of Jacked and Crazed by Driven Sports. Crack gold, so it has the same formula, same ingredients. The batches can vary, right? So recently, since they discontinued DMAA, people wonder if it's still as strong. And let me just start with the effects. So as soon as I drink it, there's a really sharp increase of energy, awareness, alertness, and it comes with like a dirty side to it. So taking this, it's like, imagine going through a tunnel, right? And it's not super narrow, but it's wide, it's dark, and you get in. Once you start, the energy is there, elevation is there of mood and energy, but then there's like some turbulence, like there's some shakiness and tremors and jitteriness and dirty feeling. It's not jittery, like too much caffeine or yohimbine. It's more like this dark, unpredictable, and dirty energy when it comes to the heart rate and the feeling of it. And there's a clear sense that there is DMAA in here. Just the whole feeling of everything. There is alpha yohimbine, but combining it with DMAA, there's a really deep, energizing feeling, and the focus is also strong. It is, let's say, urgent and really enhancing focus. Like it's almost on the level of nootropics, and it does have alpha GPC, but I mean nootropics as in like tunnel vision and really strong focus. The energy is there as well. And the thing about this, even hours later, I don't feel a crash. And DMAA usually comes with a crash. And I'm well familiar with the crash of other pre-workouts with the same stimulants. But looking at this, it has 500 milligrams of caffeine, so no wonder there's no crash really. And even though it's using fast absorbing caffeine, it's still there. But is it as strong as other DMAA pre-workouts? It's strong, but I would say legit pre-workout hits harder, even though it has less DMAA. Maybe the potency in there is different, maybe the purity. But I feel like legit pre hits harder and it dies down quicker. Maybe because of the caffeine sources, and it has less caffeine. But legit pre-workout is the closest thing I can think of when it comes to crack gold, as the formulas are super similar and they both have the same kind of stimulants. So legit pre definitely wins on the potency, and there's more euphoria coming from on legit pre-workout, but crack gold has a nice steady mood uplift that's reliable and it's long lasting, as well as the focus and energy. So it's really strong, and it's not something you would want to use every day because of how strong it is. And it's still quite potent, but not as potent as the previous versions of crack gold and the previous years of crack gold, let's say. But it's definitely worth considering. But if you do want to check that out, you can check out the links in the comments or in the description for the best source for crack gold. Or if you're looking for like other DMAA pre-workouts, I also have a list for alternatives you can consider. And hopefully this helps you a lot. Let me know in the comments if it did. Hit the subscribe if you want to see more.